Welcome, air signs. My name is Emily Gear. I am a transformative energy healer and a multidimensional channel. I'm here with your weekly reading for all of the air signs, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And we're going to look into your general energies for the week coming up ahead. Do check out the other elements because we all have the elements, all of the elements somewhere in our chart. And so I am basically creating these 4 different messages for everyone. So certainly check out the others as well. If you find that you would like to do a private reading with me or energy healing or Akashic Records consultation, you will find the link to that, to schedule that in the info box below, but it's going to my website, which is IamEmilyGear.com. Also, there will be an extended reading on Vimeo looking directly into romantic relationships for air signs for the week ahead. So if you are interested in that, the link to that is also in the info box below. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get to shuffling your cards, asking for the energies that are coming through for air signs for this coming week. I'm feeling a little bit of a feeling of apprehension. I don't know if that's you guys. It could be that you have really been through it the last few weeks and you're kind of like, oh my God, is it over? Is it going to get worse? Is it going to get better? So I feel like this feeling of kind of teetering. It's not super negative, but it is very cautious or apprehensive. Let's see what cards want to come out for air signs, please, for this coming week. Air signs for this coming week, please. I am getting this feeling of needing to take it slowly, needing to be somewhat cautious. Primarily, that's hilarious because I'm getting this feeling of needing to take it slowly. And then what came out is the Page of Wands with the 8 of Wands, which to me would feel like this very impulsive energy. So I'm feeling like maybe the advice is probably to take it a little bit more slowly because the energy that's coming in is going to feel like it wants to push you ahead quickly. And I think that what I'm actually feeling from you guys is like this sort of fear of jumping into something too quickly, or this fear of jumping in out of control, which for air signs, it depends. I mean, sometimes you guys are so overly analytical that you don't like to take certain risks because you are busy analyzing the consequences. Other times, and I guess it depends on what vibration you're in, you can be very impulsive. You can sometimes speak before you think, that kind of thing. But right now I'm feeling like you guys really want to make the right decision and you might be in your head a little bit over it. But I think the energy coming in is going to be trying to push you out of that. So there's going to be some opposing forces. I'm actually not feeling that one approach or the other is ideal. It's almost like attempting to balance. This is almost like an exercise to balance your tendency to want to analyze the situation from a detached perspective with the way that the energy is going to come in here. Leo season, they're reminding me. And these are very leonine energies here with the Page of Wands and the 8 of Wands. However you can see that. This is the Crow Tarot, by the way. And you're going to feel this need to really equalize that fiery energy that's coming in. because it's not exactly uncomfortable, but it feels a little out of control to you. And there's this desire, after everything that you've been through, to want to have some control over something in your environment. Part of the message here is that you don't have control over things you just don't. And nobody likes that. What you have control over is how you react to a situation, which is exactly the right exercise for you right now. So you're going to want to look at how you're trying to control the environment by wanting to analyze it, maybe wanting to be cautious, and you're going to want to balance those energies out. Where can I take a risk? Where can I take a risk and take a leap of faith in the direction of where my heart is pulling me? Because that's the energy of Leo, the heart energy. Okay, the energy of the sun, the energy of the self. Where's my heart pulling me in? And might I want to indulge in some sort of leap of faith, some sort of risk? And where is it more appropriate, or to what extent is it appropriate for me to mentally analyze a situation and determine whether it's safe or not? There is a place for all of those kinds of energies. And I'm getting this feeling of, like, you know, when you're adjusting like the color balance or the light and dark balance on a photo, it's like they're at the opposite extremes, and it's a matter of finding the appropriate balance so that the whole picture is presented in the highest and best way. Okay, so I think you're being asked to bring yourself into like this possibly new state of balance, where you're integrating these energies that are coming in and you're making good use of them, but you're also recognizing and appreciating and honoring your own instincts in the situation. And I think that the magnetic force here is that force of the heart, the force of the self, and just kind of allowing these extremes to really interact with that and find the appropriate mixture, the appropriate balance. All right. Let's see what else wants to come out here for you guys this week. What else is coming out for air signs this week, please? Other messages for air signs. Yes. Okay. All right. We have the Devil, we have the Three of Cups, and we have the Two of Swords. Okay. I keep hitting my microphone. I'm sorry if you keep hearing that. This is funny because the Three of Cups has come out, I think, in every single reading. And I was, and am still, associating that with joy and sort of like this aspect of wholehearted community, like feeling the connection to community, feeling the love of or enjoyment of or joy within community. But primarily, it's like this feeling of happiness, this wholehearted feeling where you feel full-hearted. And you also, just like the fire and the earth signs that I read the other day, have got these breaks on with the Two of Swords. You've got this blockage here with the heart, and you're blocking out this sense of joy. And I feel like, this month and this season is the perfect opportunity for you to allow those chains to be broken, to take those swords and open them up, to open up the blockages, the screen over your heart. And that's part of the challenge and the lesson right now in 2019, Leo season, is to allow that. I'm getting a message about a Venus in opposition to something. Pluto? Maybe. It's been a while since I've looked at a chart, and by a while I mean just a couple days. So I believe, gosh, I wish I could look that up easily so I don't go on they're telling me about Venus's opposition. So whatever Venus is in opposition to, this is an opportunity to really deconstruct that. Okay? And to look deeper into why we're not allowing this sort of joy or this sort of abundance of joy into our lives. And um, the way it's coming through for me is I was just really trying to get a grip on exactly what the feeling was for you guys, because that's been a little different for each set of signs. It feels like being tied up. It feels like kind of almost a sense of confusion. And we're the fire signs were almost afraid to allow this joy to flow. I almost feel like you're bound up in it in such a way that you don't even know how to untie it. It's like you're trying to figure it out, but what you need to do is feel your way out of it. It's bound up in this negative energy within the heart space. And so it comes down to almost the same message as I had delivered to some of the other signs, where you really need to take this tangled mess and allow it to just be removed, to be cut out, to be broken, okay? Breaking the chain, it's like when you're a kid and you get gum in your hair and that you're just not going to untangle the hair from that gum and you have to cut it out. That is the feeling I'm getting for you guys. So it might be the message like is simply cut it out. Just stop allowing yourself. It can be that simple, where you stop allowing yourself to block your own joy, okay? And you just have to say to yourself, cut it out. Let's move forward. It's a new day, a new perception, a new way of seeing things. For others, it may be that, I'm hearing just energy healing is necessary. Go to an energy healer, or if you are capable of doing this yourself, then absolutely do this yourself. But remove that blockage within the heart space. There is a literal physical, I don't want to say physical, but a literal energetic blockage there that is time for us to remove in that heart. It's like we're being given the opportunity via these energies that are coming in with this 8 of Wands that's showing up to cut it, to really cut it out, to cut out that thing that's blocking this joy. It's really, the energy is really supportive. And if you make the decision to do that, then it's going to start to actually happen. Like sometimes you guys get held up. My brain is going really mental right now. Sometimes you guys get held up in how? What are the steps? And you don't need that. What you need is you need to allow yourself to be a little more holistic in your approach, allowing yourself to just simply make the decision, and then sit back and not, while the advice for some of the other signs was to observe, I think for you it is not that so much. It's almost like a watched pot doesn't boil is what I'm hearing. So it's like you need to step back and allow the things to happen without feeling like you need to force it to happen, or you need to take a step to make it happen. This week to me is all about, it feels less about watching or waiting for actual physical events to take place, but it's about opening the heart, opening the doorway for all of these things to fall into place that are coming in for you, because there are a lot of things coming in for you. If you'll allow them, you need to allow them by removing this blockage from the heart. The heart is the most magnetic part of the body. It pulls in all of your manifestations. It pulls in all of your abundance and pulls in all of your love. And for you guys, it's really about the allowance of that, because you've got this big swords block. Because it's a swords blockage, I'm hearing that for some of you, it is actually just like a mental block. Like you are just in this place where you say to yourself, is it even possible? Like allow yourself to believe that miracles can happen. I know that sounds cheesy, but that's kind of the message that's coming through. Like there's there's this realist perspective that is actually blocking your miraculous capabilities. And the realist perspective, just like I was talking about in the beginning, there's a need for a balance for that. That is absolutely a positive thing at times. There's a need to balance that with this allowance of this believing in the miraculous. Okay. I've got the Emperor. I'm already hearing like just this challenging of the current state of boundaries for you right now. The Emperor with Judgment and the King of Cups has just come out. Your divine masculine side may be going through hell right now. It's just really getting challenged. The boundaries of that getting challenged. The boundaries of what you think is possible, what you think you're capable of, what you think is okay. What your beliefs are. I don't know why beliefs came in there, but what your beliefs in the I'm here. It's just, let me grab this. Let me just grab onto this. It's almost like what you believe about what you deserve on an emotional level. The degree to which emotional fulfillment is playing a role in your life. And it's our masculine sides that are fighting that. And it's this rising, bubbling, growing, expanding feminine side, which is offering that up to the masculine side and saying, this is the way. This is the path forward. And it's that blockage. You know, we're going to have to clear out with this Judgment card here, this blockage within our masculine side that's clouding our heart in such a way. The heart energy is for both. It's for both the masculine and the feminine, but for so long we've allowed that to not be a part of our rational life, our logical life, it's our masculine half that's protecting ourselves from these experiences of emotional fulfillment because we are afraid of the pain. That has come out for all of the signs. And so that masculine half is really receiving a shakeup. And I'm getting that line drawn between Pluto and Venus again. That shakeup, that judgment. That it's like an undertow that's pulling things under and allowing for their transmutation, their changing, their transforming, pulling out what isn't working anymore. And we're experiencing that in our masculine half. You may be a divine masculine experiencing that, but every single one of us has that within us. And so that part of us is experiencing that at this time. That's the turmoil. That's the turmoil. It's challenging. It's challenging where we have set up structure and boundaries. Because some of those boundaries are limiting. And we are meant to be limitless, they're saying. The key to all of that is this boundless, limitless heart. And that is coming, again, they just keep screaming in my mind, Leo season. And I suppose it's because we need to make use of this now. We need to do this now. The energies are so truly supporting this work now of the expansion of the heart and the clearing of the heart. Make that intention, but don't overly obsess on the how. Offer that up to the divine and allow the divine to work through you in that way. I'm feeling my energy open up even as I say that, so I know that in itself is challenging your boundaries right now, okay? But when you do that, you will experience a change. I promise you will experience a change if you truly release and allow, okay? This is about your emotional growth. This is about the expansion of the heart within you. It's going to open the doors to a lot of the things that you're frustrated with not maybe having in your life or experiencing to the full potential in your life. That's exactly what just is It's so weird how the cards pop as I'm saying it. Four of Cups with the Star card. This is just blowing apart the boundaries of all these things that have like frustrated and like been sort of disappointing. And I feel more the sense of like when life is holding this lackluster energy to it, it just no longer has a glimmer because you've reached the limits of what you have structured your life to be. And within that, and the biggest part of that is how you've structured your emotional fulfillment to the extent to which you are allowing that to happen in your life. And this is blowing that wide open with the Star card here. You're receiving this heart healing. That's coming in for all of us. I'm just getting it like raised, just coming in. It's like, honestly, it's diving right into my heart chakra right now and causing me the slightest bit of pain. So you guys are going to have to remove that. And I'm actually energetically going to try to remove that right now because it's really hurting. If you give me permission to ask Source Creator to completely remove whatever blockage this is in the collective, in the heart space collective, especially air signs, but everyone, for the full collective. If you give me permission to ask Source Creator to do that and completely clear the heart chakra now, then please say yes out loud. Oh my God, it moved out right now. It just moved out. That was amazing. It moved out immediately. I didn't even go up and make the command. It just moved. So I hope you experienced that. I'm going to go up and make the command right now. Just continuing to move it out. I feel much better. I hope you guys do too. It's a heart blockage that needs to be moved. It's another layer of it. I mean, we've removed heart blockages a million times. But the thing is, they're showing me just these past lives of layers upon layers upon layers and contracts and just becoming aware and then ready to remove another layer and another layer and another layer. That's why we always have to keep going through this. That's why it's a constant, to me, it's a constant process that will go on infinitely because we're infinitely raising our vibration, infinitely learning. I've said this in a million different videos, but I always say that because I get people messaging me like, can you tell me, am I almost done? Am I almost done releasing? Am I almost done transforming? I'm like, you're never done. You know, I don't mean to, I mean, that's not a negative thing. That means there's always somewhere to grow, right? Like to me, the day I stop growing is the day life stops being an adventure. I always want life to be an adventure, whether it's a physical adventure where I travel to crazy places or a spiritual adventure where I traveled crazy places. Like that's what and that's me. Maybe that's not you, but we are all always growing and changing in an appropriate way. So, okay. All right. So I've rambled on there. Let's get a little more information for air signs, please. We're at 21 minutes. A few more messages, please, for the air signs, and then I'll draw one card individually for each one. What are our final messages, please, for air signs for the week ahead? Okay, this is the Four of Pentacles. This came up for earth signs as well, and it makes total sense here. You've got to let it go. There's something you're holding on to, or a position, a mindset. For a lot of you, this is like, if you've constructed in your minds the way that you are comfortable and feel safe thinking that things can or will play out, or the extent to which things can happen or will happen. It's like we want to create these constructs, these very stiff structures in our minds so that we feel comfortable about how things will transpire, right? But that limits us, and we're in this space right now, this we're teetering on the edge of limitlessness. And so in order to do that, you're going to have to let go of the things that, you know, you've clung to as your structure. For you guys, this is so much about letting go of the structure, and they keep showing me up in the head. So I feel like you've created this mind, the structure within your mind that you're comfortable experiencing life through, even the perspective that you're comfortable experiencing life through. And you've got to remove that in order for all of these new perspectives to come in. And the biggest one here is, they keep saying, the allowance of miracles. So for you guys, those miracles are being drawn in through that heart. And when you unblock the heart, you profoundly unblock the biggest attractive force of your body. So whatever miracle you're trying to, or maybe you're not even trying to manifest it, but it's trying to come into your life because it's time, and then subconsciously you're trying to manifest this miracle, this job, this relationship, this healing, physical healing, this anything, any of that stuff. Get the blockage out of the way. The blockage is in the heart, but it is related to the construct in the mind, all right? Those are the most important things that I feel like they want to bring through. And this is the time to do it because the energies are supportive of that. All right. I'm going to pull a magical dimensions card for you guys. Not for you guys, but for each individual sign. So let's start with Gemini. I have a ton of Gemini clients. I love you guys. It's so funny because a lot of the Geminis in my life before this have been total dicks. But my Gemini clients are so amazing, and I love you guys so much. Okay, so a final message for this week for Gemini, please. Final message for Gemini, please. For this week. Gemini. Okay. Transformation, of course. Metamorphosis, synchronicity, the unexpected. Transformation. Absolutely. This is really about transforming your mindset and what you think is possible, they're saying. What you think is possible. Because more than what you've allowed to be possible is possible. It's time for you to let that in. There's magic, literal magic coming into your life. So let that in. Libra. What's the final advice, please, for Libra? Oh, shit. One popped in the middle of this mess, so I'm going to keep shuffling because I don't know which one it was. Libra. Wisdom, psychic, intuition, truth. This is really about connecting to what your truth is. I'm so mad you can't see these cards. And expanding your truth, I just heard. Just looking at this thing behind her that looks like a huge moon. It's like, I'm hearing expanding your truth. And I've always talked about truth being somewhat subjective. Like there's your truth, there's my truth, there's universal truth. There's all kind of truth. And, you know, you have a truth, but you have a deeper truth. And it's like allowing that deeper truth to come through at this time in your life. This is so supportive of that. It's coming through your heart. That's where you have to connect. You don't think through your truth. It's not something you think up. That might be one level of truth for you. Okay. But that's perception. It's not a deeper truth. That deeper truth is about what is and what you allow to come through your heart. And that is not affected by the meddling mind, right? The mind that meddles with things. What's your deeper truth? And again, feel into that. Don't think into that. Use this week to learn the difference between feeling into it and thinking into it, okay? Finally, we have Aquarius and, of course, heart portal, guys. Heart portal. Work on that heart. You are incredibly loving individuals. You have an expansive heart which wants to encompass all. It's like the sign of the people. It's the sign of like, what am I trying to say? Transcendence is what it feels like. And yet it's so easy because there's so much bandwidth to keep it shallow. And I'm not saying you're shallow people, but it's like the bandwidth is you're compensating for the bandwidth by maybe not allowing the depth all the time. And it's time to allow the depth, because it's not going to jeopardize your wide perception, your wide what am I trying to say? The perception is a good enough word. There's another word that wants to come out, but whatever. It's simply going to allow you to experience everything in a much deeper, more vibrant way, vivid and vibrant. It's like you're experiencing about a third of what life has to offer, because you're not allowing the depth. Once you allow this depth of through the heart portal, then your experience of life becomes so much richer. That discontent you're feeling, that boredom, that slight like non-connectedness to life goes away, because it's this dimension, this heart depth dimension that has not been fully activated. And this is the opportunity right now. I think everybody's going to have this activation come in, but whether or not you choose to accept it is on you, you know? So I hope that this has been helpful for you guys. I am going to go ahead and dive into romantic relationships in Vimeo, so I will see you over there. And if not, then thank you so much for joining me. If you do want a private session, use the link to my website in the description box below, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thank you. Bye.